Last year, we introduced you to 5 North Americans who had traded in their old lives for a new beginning in the heart of Tuscany, a region famed for its golden hills, Renaissance charm, and timeless way of life. What was once a dream vacation destination has become their everyday reality. Now, 12 months on, we're checking back in. Have their Tuscan dreams flourished or faced unexpected turns? Join us as we revisit their journey, uncover how their lives have evolved, and see what living La Dolce Vita truly looks like 1 year on.
Hi everybody, I'm Sarah, and I wanted to thank everybody who watched my viral video from last year, 1.5 million of you. And here we are today to show you what life is like here 1 year later. So some of the biggest changes since last year in my life, obviously I'm holding in my hand one of them. This is my dog Ombra, which means shadow, and she has become my little shadow, lives with me, learning all about Pitigliano and everything we do here. It's helped me find amazing pathways in the forest and get lots of exercise, that's for sure. So I'm very grateful for that. Plus I have a new job and I've been teaching more yoga, which is really good for me. And I have also renovated my bathroom in the local marble, which I thought, it just made me feel a little bit more like I was in Italy. So that was another big change. I think maybe I've been paying more attention to taxes now that I've been here a little longer. That can sometimes be a negative thing, but luckily there are enough people who can help you navigate that. I have noticed a lot of surrounding areas, learned more about surrounding areas than I ever had before. I have noticed a lot of people coming with their dogs. Maybe because I have a dog now. A lot of people have dogs. Do I miss Canada? I miss my family. I miss my friends in that way. I miss maple syrup. I miss, little things like Saskatoon berries or, things that you can't really find in other places in the world. But I have to admit, other than that, not really. Yeah. I mean, my mom's gonna be sad, but no, I don't really miss it at all. I have thought of something about Canada that I miss. I miss being able to answer the question, what do you want for dinner tonight, with different cultures, because here the answer is always Italian. You have your variations of Italian. You can have pizza, you can have pasta, you can have meat, and you can have fish. These are the divisions that will help you decide which restaurant. But unless you're living in a very big international center, maybe Rome, maybe Firenze, you're not going to get access to Chinese food. Not at all. In terms of the future of being here in Pitigliano, of plans or things, I actually don't make nearly as many plans anymore. I don't have as much, I like traveling, I do, but I don't have as much desire to fill my time with something all the time. So I do find I'm spending a lot of time protecting the extra time here. I want to maybe, take a ceramics class or just be available to the opportunities that come around. And so maybe that's more of a priority now for the future. So this is called San Michele. It's basically the best lookout point for Pitigliano. Sunset is amazing because the sun is setting behind Pitigliano and you get all the colors of the clouds. So we come here first thing in the morning when nobody else is here. I can let Ombra off leash. And then my favorite part of being here is that I can point to people and say, that's my house. I live there, right there. We have the bus that comes twice a day. So the first thing I did was I bought an electric bike because it's essential. So if you want to go to the grocery store in a hurry or up to the gym or over to a school or something like that, electric bike is how we prefer. And then you don't have to worry about parking. So there's that. And then the rest of the time I walk. And if we need to go out of town for some reason, my partner has a car, so we'll take that. I would recommend Pitigliano for people who want to have a more in-depth Italian experience. As in, you must learn Italian if you want to live here, because most people don't speak English. You want to feel like you're sort of in the deep hills of Tuscany, that sort of feeling, you know, and not people who are looking for a really easy way to commute from one place to another. But having said that, I mean, the sea is only 30 minutes away, so it's pretty well situated. And people who like art and artistry and history, because there are a lot of artists who live here, and that was really important to me. I think most people were really worried that I wouldn't be able to work, you know, given my age, that I wasn't ready to retire yet. And I have to say, I have never had a problem finding a job. As long as I was able to sort of find something for my Italian level. And then the other thing would be that I think my family especially were really worried I'd be lonely, because you move to a different country, a different language, different culture by yourself. As long as you have this mentality of just saying yes to things, just say yes to things, you find a community that you'll be surrounded by and who will accept you and want you to be a part of it, because they're very social and they want you to join in, and it's great. It gets me out of my shell a little bit more, which I think is good. Yeah. When I wake up, it feels a bit more like home. Like it not that it didn't feel like home before, but it just feels a bit more like, you know, just that sort of comfort level is a little bit higher. Maybe I'm not so nervous to talk to people as much, or maybe there are more rhythmic, regular things that happen that make me feel like I'm at home, which is nice. Good? Okay. I was like, I forgot that one. I put it there. I put it there. Okay, good. Meno male.
Hello, my name is Sandi. Last year, a video about my new life in Tuscany was seen by over 1.4 million people. Today, I want to give you an update and show you my favorite day-to-day spots in my city. How has my integration into life as an Aretina been? Surprisingly easy, thanks to a cat. I discovered a local cat and I started feeding him, and I started meeting the other people that were feeding him, and slowly I met them, became friends, and before I knew it, I was part of a social group. It's just very organic. You start talking to people and they start talking about you to other people, and all of a sudden you're la Canadaise in the neighborhood. And what has changed in my life? I know more people. My life is busier. It's just more friends, more activities, more dinners, more aperitivi with friends. Just gotten better. It has confirmed my decision to move here. I have absolutely no regrets. What do I find works best to extend my social network? Just being open, talking to people. Obviously, having a reasonable command of the language is very helpful, because all of my friends are Italian and few, if any, speak any English. So you need to be willing to work at it. You need to be open to conversation. You need to put yourself out there. Start conversations, meet them in the street, stop and chat, invite them to go for coffee. It's easy to make friends if you're open to it. And that's the key. And this is Pasticceria Bruschi, where we'll go and have colazione all'italiana. Tuscany is fairly formal if you don't know people. So, you know, you get the lei, buongiorno, buonasera, and gradually you can move up a little bit less formal to salve. You know that you're part of the society when you get ciao. Here, I'd say probably about 6 or 8 months ago, You know, we graduated to the tu and the città, which is a Aretina word for, you know, part of your close circle. If I can find something that really suits me, I would certainly consider purchasing. It really depends. You know, I have a long-term contract and I could stay there indefinitely, or if I find something that really ticks all my boxes, then definitely I would consider buying. It's just a matter of finding the right spot. I was 72 when I made the decision to move here, 73 when I arrived. I'm now 75 and I have absolutely no regrets. It has been an amazing experience, made a lot of friends quite easily. I think that any time is the right time. You never say later on, well, gee, I wish I'd worked more, or I wished I'd spent more time at home. It's always the things you didn't do that you regret, so go for it.
Hi, my name is Dreck, and I moved to Florence, Italy a little over a year ago, about a year and 4 months. It's me and my granddaughter, who's now 7 years old, and we're here at our local park, and I'm just gonna let you know how it's going. Okay, so it's been a year and 4 months, and we've definitely found a routine. My granddaughter goes to an international school in Fiesole, and so every morning during the week, I get up, I get her ready for school, I walk her to the bus stop, and she takes a bus to school. After she gets on the bus, I go to my local bar. I usually have a cappuccino every morning and a pastry, and I do my Duolingo, and then I pretty much have the day until about 4 o'clock when I have to get her off of the school bus. There's advantages that I see that I don't think she sees. There are 18 kids in her class, and there's only maybe 4 native Italians. The other 14 are from all over the world. Some are half Italian, some aren't like us, not Italian at all. And I think it's beneficial to her to be exposed to people from all over the world. The more people you know and the more diversity you have in your life, the better off you'll be and the better you'll treat people. So I think that's an advantage to her. That's something that as a 7-year-old, she doesn't grasp yet. So I can't say she gets it, but I get it. I think years down the road, it would be to her advantage to be in a place where she can go out and walk to where she wants to go. Back in the suburbs of Houston, you can't go anywhere without your own car or your friend's car. There is no walking. I think Kennedy has adapted just okay to being here. So again, the language hasn't been easy, and she is the only Black girl in her class, and there may only be one more in her school. And so that creates questions like, why am I this, or why isn't anybody else that I have to, figure out the answers to and explain it. In different places, different people are different. We just happen to be a place where there's not many people like us. So my plan was to be in Italy, to retire here, stay here forever. And I picked Florence because I like Florence. I had been here a couple of times. It's still an amazing city. And I was able to find the international schools for my granddaughter to go to once I knew she was gonna be coming with me. Since we've been here a year, like I say, it's been really challenging. She doesn't like new food, so I don't get to go to a lot of the restaurants because she's not gonna eat. And if she's not gonna eat, then she's gonna be grumpy. And if she's grumpy, then I get grumpy. And so that takes the fun out of going to the restaurant. So that's challenging. And The city itself is good. I mean, I still really like Florence. It's a beautiful place, and the people, I've not had any problems with the people. The people are nice, they're friendly. Even, we live outside the city center, and people aren't as outgoing to strangers, but I didn't expect that they would be, so I'm okay with that. But they're always pleasant, they always speak. Especially people at the laundromat. They're always really nice for whatever reason. I guess because we're all in the same boat. The advantage for me being here is what might be perceived as inconveniences. I don't mind those as much independently. Plus, when we do go out, or like say a couple of days ago, I went to one of the old Medici churches in the city center. And I went by myself because she was at school, but I mean, being in Florence is completely different from being in the Houston area, or probably most of America, because when I go out, I never cease to be impressed by the art and the architecture and the age of the buildings and the giant stones and how all that was done. If you walk 5 minutes away, you can look down and you can see the whole top of the dome down a narrow street way down. But I'm not inside a car, I'm walking. I can keep my head up and look around and see things that you just don't see getting in my truck at home back in the US and driving to Kroger or driving to Home Depot. I miss my workshop probably the most. From the time I decided I was gonna move to Italy to the time I moved to Italy was more than 10 years. And in those 10 years, I took up the hobby of woodworking, but I didn't realize how much I would miss that. So, like I said, this is a kind of a follow-up video from the one that we did last year. And when it went on YouTube, I was very surprised at the public response. It's been over 1 million people have watched the video. After I did watch it, there was a lot of really nice comments, a lot of really nice people saying it was a good thing that I was, willing to take care of my granddaughter and the opportunity that she would have here in Italy. People saying that they couldn't wait till they retired. It gave me, for a while, it gave me kind of okay, yeah, maybe you made a good choice. Maybe you made a good decision. Maybe you're right about the opportunities that she's gonna have. So that was good and encouraging. And hopefully we still make it work, but maybe in the 2 weeks, I think, maybe we'll go somewhere else in Italy. We enjoyed the places we've been in Italy. She enjoyed the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And so, it's us.
Like, share, and subscribe for more stories on the way. This episode is brought to you by the Smart Move Italy app, your free tool for planning, moving, and thriving in Italy. Download it today on iOS and Android.